Okay.
Hello, divas.
Part 2 divas
Part
for Are You a Frozen Chosen? I had to look at my notes for that because it can be a tongue twister. Are you a frozen chosen? Let's talk about years ago, possibly, you might remember this, where you didn't go out dating because you were younger, you're probably at college or whatever, but we were told to wait for the man to approach. That's where we were when we were younger. Now, I am a huge advocate of men doing the approaching. However, now that we're dating later in life, there are other tools that we use. Now, I have a few things in mind. Do you have anything to share about that, darling?
Nope.
No. Okay. Here we go. So check this out. Years ago, and even when I was 25 years ago, not that long ago, I was still a young adult in my early 40s. I don't know, is that a young adult? Might be midlife.
No, you're still young, but
I'm still
going.
young. I was waiting to be approached. Now, I had gone through periods where I did the approaching, but what I was realizing was I wasn't attracting men who were treating me like gold, like the way I wanted to be treated.
Yes.
So, while I do and am an advocate of a man making the first move, divas, there are ways to get the signal across so that you can allow the one you want to ask you out, okay? This is super important. Years ago, they dropped the hanky. They dropped the hanky years ago. What did that mean? Do you think she dropped the hanky by accident? No, she had her eye set on somebody. She dropped the hanky. And when he picked it up and said, "Excuse me, miss, you dropped your hanky." Well, did she really? This is the signal. Now we're dropping our hankies in modern times.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, you're getting somebody's attention. Sometimes guys have a lot on their mind, and they're not really paying attention to what's literally right in front of them.
No, that's true.
And sometimes when you drop the hanky in some way, shape, or form, it's kind of like...
Now, I love that. I will tell you, the link to my book is below, and I talk about this, and I'm going to tell you I did this. I literally went to social events, single social events, 25 years ago in New York City, and I would literally, because of these events, it was all singles, it was a social, it was like a dance and, whatever. I would literally have a drink in my hand. Sometimes it was just seltzer with lemon, sometimes it was a glass of wine, whatever you'd like. And then I would walk across the room and I would gently bump into somebody that I thought was attractive. And I would say, "Oh, excuse me." And I would keep walking. And I will tell you, and you can read about it in more detail, that it was fascinating because if a man looked at me and said, "Oh, it's okay," if he liked what he saw, because men are visual, he would then start a conversation. If he did not like what he saw, because maybe he wasn't attracted to whatever.
Yeah, and it's not that he didn't like what he saw. No, he just wasn't attracted
to what he saw.
He wasn't attracted
because beauty is subjective.
Well, no, to a certain, anybody that wouldn't think she's beautiful probably needs to have psychiatric help.
Stop. But it was beautiful. It was such an amazing organic sifting, sorting process because if I bumped and said, "Oh, excuse me," and we made eye contact, and I would keep walking, if he allowed me to keep going, then he was not somebody that I was looking for. Because I wanted somebody who was going to jump over a few mountains for me, move a few, through a few hoops. I wanted all of that, and the right man is happy to do it.
Oh, very, very happy. As a matter of fact, he cannot wait to get for the opportunity to be able to do it, to be the one to win you.
That's right.
And I am telling you right now, if you divas will listen to what this woman tells you, what she teaches. Matter of fact, there is a link below for the ABCs of dating. It's free, absolutely free. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, pillars.
Whether you are actively wanting to date or even thinking about it, get the link and see what the pillars are.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you right now, what you really want is you want a man, like she said, that is going to go over or go through mountains, go through hoops, whatever it takes. And I promise you, there is somebody out there. Yeah. There is a man out there that he's going to set his eyes on you, and you are going to be thrilled because you're thinking, "Yeah, this is who I want to come after me." He'll come after you in a very gentlemanly way, and he'll do whatever it takes to get your attention. And step one is underway.
Yeah, isn't that cool? So it is imperative that we drop the hanky. We make the signal, body language, the batting of the eyes, the touching of the ear like this, even the wrist. If you hold your wrist and you touch it and you're playing with your hands like that or your wrist, this is body language giving the signal to the man to it's okay to approach you. And by the way, we see this in nature all the time, don't we? With the birds doing all their dances and everything.
Well, what popped into my mind when you said that, it's a Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai. And it's not a romance movie, but there is a romantic element to it. And I will never forget the first time I ever saw that movie. At the end, he's riding up, and there's this woman, and he's an American, she's Japanese, and when she sees him, she puts her head down and smiles, and she does this.
Of course she does.
And even when I saw that, I was like, oh.
That was a signal.
Oh my gosh, a man will not miss that signal.
Right.
It doesn't have to be signs and screaming and bright flashing lights, but a signal like that. And by the way, Divas, if a man doesn't pick up on that signal, he's not the guy for you.
That's right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all that means.
This is the beauty of dating. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. It's not. It's fun. These little subtle signals are sending the message. The batting of the eyes, the look, demure.
Dropping the hanky.
Dropping the hanky in modern times. And this is not playing a game.
No.
This is the
Heavens,
sifting and the sorting process of finding out
who's interested and who's not.
Right. Who's interested and who is not. Anything else, babe?
Yes. It doesn't have to be that hard.